Hi, some people might know me or see me on TV and think, wow, she can do so many things. But actually, I'm still a normal kid, going to school, the usual. It's just that I have so many chances, like having my own TV show, do bang Also, I have emceed events. I'm also a products presenter. But then, now that I think of it, that was only the beginning of my experiences. Now, because of Point Avenue, I've seen a big change in my life. So then, this year, my parents decided to take me to boot camp. I was thinking what boot camp was like. Well, I was expecting fun, sports, activities, and just a bit of academics. But then that is not at all what Point Avenue was like. The moment I stepped into Point Avenue, Hanoi, I was thinking, this is going to be fun. But at the same time, I wasn't expecting a lot of things. Now, my parents introduced me to this man. He was very sweaty, and he was wearing a blue Point Avenue shirt, just like that.
On the screen.
Just like that. That's Danny. And now, I saw something very interesting on his shirt. It was the logo, the circle of 4 spikes. It was very interesting because I didn't know what it was. Well, on first thoughts, I was thinking, is it a bird? Oh wait, is it a plane? No. Wait, is it Superman? Well, this is Danny, the CEO of Point Avenue. Saying bye to my parents was way easier than I expected. I thought it would be so dramatic, but it was actually just a hug, a few words before I said bye. And then I ran off the bus with Danny. So then, looking out the window, I saw my parents. They were smiling in tears. I was gonna cry too, but the happiness took over. I was really joyful. Okay, as soon as we got there, it was the first day. The first day was super duper chill. It was actually really fun. I got to meet new friends, new mentors, and new STEAM kids, which are pretty cute. And also, on the first day, some people got picked as leaders. There are 3 types of leaders: platoon leaders, squad leaders, and assistant squad leaders. In each platoon, there are 4 squads: Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Surprisingly, I actually got picked as assistant squad leader for Charlie. It was such an honor. I was so joyful. My job was really easy at first. It was just getting everyone in line and on time, also remembering their names. And then I went to sleep with joy and a body ready for the next day. Now, the next day, it was actually kind of tiring because I had to do so many push-ups and sit-ups. I also had to run quite a bit because it was the physical test. For the physical test, you need to do as many push-ups and sit-ups as you possibly can for 2 minutes. But then, after that, I was so exhausted, I couldn't feel a muscle. It wasn't over yet though. There was still the run. Now, the run, you have to run for 2 kilometers as fast as you can. And to be honest, I feel like that day was the best I could do for a girl like me. Never exercising. I've never ran, I've never done push-ups, and I've never done sit-ups. So, I think that was the best I could do. For the second day, it was for the third day, it was actually really challenging to wake up at 5:45 because your first activity starts at 6. Now, this time, the leaders didn't manage all the kids in time before 6 a.m. And at Point Avenue, if anyone, by chance, is late by a single minute, you get pain trained. Because if you start together, you finish together. And if you're late together, you get pain trained together. So, explaining about pain train, it's not a fun little train that goes around saying, pain train, chugga chugga choo choo. No. pain train is actually painful consequences that you get for being late. Now, let's start with the basics of pain train. You just need to hold a tug of war rope and then probably run around the basketball court for at least basic 15 laps. So that night at pain train, tears filled my heart as my body went through pain. Well, teamwork is important for the rest of your day. Just like Danny said, no pain, no gain. I was thinking of what Danny said about no pain, no gain. Now, the first thing I thought of was working hard. In working hard, there are tough times, but when you get past those tough times, you gain success. Also, I gained leadership from that day. The leadership from that day was really important because I realized that being a good leader isn't about having all the power and just controlling everyone and leaving them behind. But being a good leader is all about responsibility and taking action when someone does something wrong. Also, being a good leader is about pushing others to their limits, also pushing yourself, and then gaining success together. Now, talking about one of the best parts. Every Sunday, you get your phone for at least 2 to 4 hours, depending on how clean your room is. My room was pretty clean, I would say. So as soon as I got my phone, I called my parents immediately. That was the first thing on my list. And then without hesitation, I told them, I want to go home. It was so painful. But then my dad said something to me that really lit up that light. He said, Nacha, I want you to come home, but come home with accomplishments and success. I was almost going to give up, but then my dad really lit up that light telling me I will never quit. Now, after 3 weeks of camp, I was really tired and exhausted from all the waking up, the hard work, and the learning. So I also built up skills mentally and physically. Now comes the most challenging part of the camp, which is running 21 kilometers. It seems pretty impossible for me because I've never ran before, I've never jogged before, and I also hate it. So it really seems impossible. But just with a growth mindset and with an apostrophe, I can turn the impossible into the I'm possible. I am possible. It's not only me though, it's anyone in here. Anyone could be possible, just with a growth mindset. You are possible. Now, when I look at Danny's shirt, the Point Avenue shirt, I actually see something. I see it as a compass that leads you in the right direction and the positive direction. Also, it's the compass that gives you a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And that compass is Point Avenue. I will always give maximum effort. I will stand up for others. I will never quit. I will live my life with integrity.